Hello, my name is Darren Thomas. I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to learn how to search for text inside text using RStudio in the R programming language. And so what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to be trying to look at how can we identify different words that are inside a text or search for different words based on the criteria using the particular function, those type of tools. And so the first thing we have to do is we have to have some sort of data that we're going to use. So we're going to use a data set called Euro. It is a default data set that comes with the base package of R. So if you type in Euro and you press Control Enter, this is the output that you'll get. Now this particular video is focused specifically on finding text within a data frame or a vector. So we don't really need the numbers. What we want here is simply the names of the different European currencies that are here. That's what we want in particular. So what we're going to do is we need to create an object that will have just the names of the currencies and not have the numbers. Now, in order to do that, we have to do a little bit of coding here. So first we have to create a name of our potential object. We're going to call it demo, just for fun. And then, of course, you use the the less than sign and then the dash to create your actual object. And then we're going to use the function called row names. What this does is it takes the names of the row, obviously. But if I do it like this, it will not work correctly. First, I have to make my Euro my Euro output. I have to make it as a data frame. So I'm going to put inside parentheses as.data.frame as so, and I'm going to put Euro inside. And so here's what's happening. When you're doing coding with R programming, it always starts with the most inner parentheses first. So here's my function as.data.frame. It is inside row names. So what's going to happen is that R is going to take the Euro and going to make it a data frame. And after that, it makes it a data frame, it's going to take the rows from the data frame and save those inside demo. Now, maybe you're wondering, why am I trying to turn Euro into a data frame? Well, if you look at structure and you type in, if you type in the str function and you type Euro, you can see here that it's a number and it has an attribute for names or characters. And so I have to take this and I have to make it not just a number with attributes, but an actual data frame. And then from the data frame, I can pull the row names. Now, this is not the only way to do this. When it comes to coding, there's always 101 different ways that something can be approached. But this is the way that I chose to do it, and I know that it works. So just to make sure we're clear, I'm taking Euro, I'm going to convert it to a data frame rather than just a number vector. And then I'm going to take the information that is in the data frame and take the row names. And I'm going to save all this inside my object called demo. So I'm going to do that. And now let's take a look at our actual object. So you can see here, this is I took the row names, and so now I have a nice, neat little vector here where it has each of the different European currencies saved nice and neatly there. Now, there are several different things that we can do with this information. So, for example, we can sort. And so by sorting, we're going to sort our object, use the sort function right there. Our object is demo, and we're going to put decreasing. And you'll see why in a second, because it'll put it like so. So by typing in decreasing equals true, you can see that it put everything in reverse alphabetical order. So let me just slow down. I took the sort function right here, and I told it that please look at my object demo and put it decreasing. This thing right here, decreasing, this is an example of what we call an argument. Arguments go inside functions and help you to kind of customize exactly what you want the function to do. And so by putting decreasing equals true, that's what the T stands for. I can also spell it like this. By putting decreasing equals true, that means that we wanted to go in reverse alphabetical order. So if you look closely, you can see here, it goes from P all the way up to A, whereas the default is from A all the way down to P. So that's the sort function. It helps you to put things in alphabetical order or not in alphabetical order. Now, another interesting thing that we can use is something called the sub-str or the substring function. And what this tells you, and I'm going to show you in a second, is that it tells you, look, start at this particular, letter number, whether it's the first letter or the second letter of the word, and stop at this particular letter, whether it's the third or the fourth letter. So let me show you how that works. So I type in substr, and then I put in the name of my object, which is going to be demo. And now for the first argument, I had to put, where do I want it to start at? So I'm going to have it start at the second letter. So what I'm telling R is look inside my demo object and pull start from the second letter. And now I had to tell it where to stop at. That's my second argument. And stop at the third letter. That's what's going to happen. Now, this might not be clear right now, so I want you to see it, and I can go back and explain it to you. All right. So there we have it. Now, this might not quite make sense, but you have to let me give you a chance to explain what's exactly happening here. Okay. So as you can see here, from the output from the substring function, it starts with TS, then EF, the EM. Now, why is it doing that? Because, remember, what did I tell it? I said start at the second letter. So the full word or phrase for the first name in my data set is ATS. But if I tell R to start at the second letter and go to the third letter, I get TS. That's what happens. So I remove the first letter. And then again, BEF, B is first, E is second, F is third, becomes EF because E is second, F is third. And the pattern continues. So this allows you to pull a piece of a particular text and make a new information that you might want to use it for. So that is the power of the substring or substr function. The next one I want to show you is the grep function. Grep. Grep stands for, I believe it's something like global regular expressions. Is very, very common in coding languages. It's not unique to R at all. And so what we're going to do this time is we're going to tell R, I want you to find for me every word that has I in it. So we do grep, that's the name of the function. And we put in quotation marks I, because that's what we're looking for. And after that, we put the comma, and we put the name of the object demo. So let's see here. All right. Now, when we do that, R doesn't tell you the actual word that has I in it. Instead, R tells you what space or what place inside the vector the word is at. So you can see here I got the output 5, 7, and 8. So let's just look at this for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. FIM has I in it. 6, 7, IEP, and 8, ITL. So you can see it's correct. Now, if you want the actual words to come back to you rather than what space they're in, you have to do coding that is slightly different. But before I do that, I want to show you that this is correct. So I look at demo, and I'm going to, we call it subset. Now, so I make my bracket the subset, and then I use the concatenate function, and I tell it I want 5, 7, and 8. And so there you go. Those are the same 3 words, if you will, that I just told you manually. R pulled them up by using the subset. The subset is with its brackets. Now, what we need to do now is I'm going to show you a little shortcut for how you can get this information from the beginning. So you type in demo, and then you tell, that's the name of my object, by the way, demo, and then we're going to put the subset, and so then we're going to put grep inside, that's the function, and then we're going to tell it, hey, I want you to find all the I's you can, and then also, where is it at? Demo. So watch this. All right. So now what I did was very simple. I basically combined what I did in rows 6 and 7 in my little script output right here, my little script code. I combined these steps together. So what I did was I took my object called demo and I subsetted it, and I told it, look, inside demo, find everything that starts with an I that is inside the demo object. And by doing that, I got the output directly here. So it combines 2 steps in one. I know it sounds confusing, but it's very beautiful. Now, the last thing I want to show you are 2 different things that happen when you look for something inside a data frame or a vector that is not there. So I'm going to use my grep function, And I'm going to show you what happens when you look for something that is not there. So this time I'm going to look for anything that has O in it. All right. And then we're going to put demo, and then we press this. And notice what I get here. I get integer 0. What R is telling me is that there is no number that, or there's no name in there that has the letter O in it. And so that's why I get the 0. Now remember, when you use grep and then you put what you're looking for followed by the object, remember you always get numbers. This is why I got an integer meaning 0. That means among all the different rows of my vector, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, none of these numbers, none of these different spaces have the letter O in it. And that's the output. And if I do it differently, if I follow my code from my earlier example where I do the subset point, I'll get the same thing, except I'll get character. Okay? So this right here that I'm doing in row number 10 is the same thing I did in row number 8, except now I'm looking for the letter O. And let's see what happens. And see, this time I got character means 0. Because when you code it like this with a subset and using brackets, you don't get integers, you get the actual words. And so what this is telling me by saying character equals 0 is that there are no words that have the letter O in it. So that's the beauty and the power of looking for text inside text when using R. And this is just a basic introduction. So in this particular video, we looked at how to create an actual object that meets a specific criteria that is unique to this video. We also looked at how to sort text, to search for things in positions, to find patterns in the text using the grep function, as well as different ways to pull the information that you learned from the grep function. Now, so I want to thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Take care.